It's now time for the Pony Cake Sports Podcast with your hosts, Josh Stevens, Tim Thompson, and Tom Schultz. Woo!
We are back here for part two of the league episode. Like we alluded to during part one, Joshua Stevens is no more. He's been destroyed. Just keeping it 100 here with my friend and yours, three-time league champion, Tom Schultz. Tom, how are you?
How many times?
Three-time.
How many?
League champion, 3 times.
All right, just wanted to make you say it 3 times.
You know, that's fine. It's okay. I respect that. Unlike some of the other people in this league, I respect greatness.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're not like some of these one-time scrub-ass champions that think they're good. Tommy.
With an asterisk by their name.
Asterisk. Big old asterisk. I feel like that should be... Actually, I think his name should be... Not only do I think Amanda should have changed her last name, but it should be Tommy Schultz. There should be 2 Tom Schultz because you are his daddy. You built that team from the ground up, and he was handed the league in a gift basket last year, but that's okay. We are here. We'll talk about his joke-ass team here in just a few minutes. Right now, we just talked about the South and the East. We are moving on to the North and the West. And we're going to start in the North, my division. Another very interesting team, another team that can very well just immediately be in playoff contention just because, similar to Tommy, I mean, he didn't have to do a draft to get there, but he had a fantastic team fall into his lap. It was like he was at the cellar and a big fatty old hog just fell into his little Mexicano lap. Canos, a.k.a. the champ, is here, still has John Cena. I don't think he's going to change it.
He needs to.
He needs to. It just needs to be, Riva, Riva, Riva.
At least get, like, Rey Mysterio in front of a Mexican flag. Like, that would be cool. Something along those lines. Yeah, he got lucky with the little random lottery that I think it was you and Josh did to decide who got which team. He got very lucky to be handed it's probably been the most talented team over the past 5 or so years, in all honesty. Joey has had Julio Jones in his prime, AJ Green in his prime. He had David Johnson in his prime. David Johnson got traded, so his team's a little bit different now. But for me, the 3 guys I think Thanos has to keep: Kareem Hunt, Melvin Gordon, and Julio Jones. He's still got a couple other studs on this football team. AJ Green's should be kept. Travis Kelce should be kept. Demaryius Thomas possibly. But this team's going to be good day one. He's got good picks. He's in a good spot right now. I'd be a little worried about him.
So, that's what I was going to say. Yes, this fell into his lap. But to his credit, he's made some alterations, if you would.
I think he made his team worse.
He may have. He may have. But he has 2 4s. He has 2 6s. And he has potentially 3 of the best keepers in the league. Now, the only part that I don't like is, I did a price check on AJ Green. We're talking a 30-year-old wide receiver on a team where, he already feels like, you saw the article, I don't know if you read it, that, he thinks he's a first ballot Hall of Famer and he doesn't get the respect that he deserves. It seems like he just thinks that Andy Dalton's kind of rotting away his career. He didn't come out and say that directly. I kind of read between the lines there. That's how I saw it. He does not feel very happy with how he's treated in terms of his status in the league.
Can you imagine AJ Green with an Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady or an Andrew Luck, Drew Brees? Like, good Lord, what his numbers would have been like. They were absolutely fantastic with a little ginger with a noodle arm throwing him the football. So imagine what he could have done with a real man with a real rocket launcher throwing him the football. It'll
be interesting. He's had a little bit of health issues here and there as well the last couple years. So it'll be interesting to see how he holds up. But yeah, it's looking like AJ Green goes back into the pot. Josh Gordon, which I think is interesting, will be back in the pot. Travis Kelce back in the pot. That's really about it. I mean, Spencer Ware's still a question mark there. Who knows? Oh, no, hold on. We're getting a call here from someone we all know. Hold on, everyone.
To me, it's the gayest ringtone I've ever heard.
I've never changed it.
I don't even know how to change mine in all honesty.
You're old. Hold on, everyone. Joshua Stevens, former commissioner, now on the phone. Josh, how are you?
Hey, how's going?
It's going pretty good. We're just here talking, breaking down the leagues. We're in part 2 here. I made a part 1. Not exactly sure how to get that to the YouTube, as people say. So we're gonna need a little bit of help. With that. But nevertheless, how's school treating you, pal?
Going good, man. Can't complain. Just a long day.
And not to be dick, let's get this going so we don't have time issues like last time.
Fair enough. Josh, are you good to stay on the phone with us, or do you want us to let you go?
I can stay. You guys have 32 minutes in total.
All right. Well, that's fine.
We did 24 our last one.
We did
24?
24 for part 1. We did half of the league, and
Well, whatever you did, you fucked up then.
Why?
You have 32 minutes.
I know, but we stopped at 24.
Oh, okay.
So we didn't go over.
Yeah, you big freaking turd. We're over here doing the right thing. This is why I have booted you as commissioner of the league and host of the podcast. That's why you are now just a robot on the phone.
Okay.
All right, fair enough. So we were just breaking down Kano's team, all the people that he's leaving out. We're in agreement here. He's going to keep Kareem Hunt, Melvin Gordon, Julio Jones. He's going to be letting go AJ Green, Josh Gordon, and Travis Kelce. Do you agree with all that?
Full time? AJ Green, who else?
Pardon me?
Who else?
I can't. Are you speaking into
What
what?
did you say? AJ Green and who else?
AJ Green is who he's letting go. He's keeping Melvin Gordon, Julio Jones, and Kareem Hunt.
Wow, letting go. I guess that would be I guess I could not argue with that.
All right, well, we're going to move on here because Drunk Josh is having a hard time understanding how this league works exactly. Let's move on to one of my favorite team names, the Dolphins. Josh Stevens, that's your team.
Underrated team.
Underrated. You need to change your image a little bit. The hot dog, just not really enough for me, but that's okay. Let's talk about Tom and I will go first. Tom, I think it's fairly obvious. It's going to be Christian McCaffrey. It's going to be Michael Thomas, and then the third one is the big question there. Jerick McKinnon's injury hurts him,
He'll be fine.
but if it's me, that's my guess. He keeps McKinnon, McCaffrey, and Michael Thomas, and then unless he can make a deal, Jarvis Landry, Zach Ertz, back in the pot, baby.
Yep, which is good for everyone that has a 4th-round pick. Those guys will probably be going early. You also got to look at Samaje Perine. If someone was smart, they could possibly think of getting him from Josh. I don't know if Josh would cut him a deal since it's a little...
Jerry!
It's kind of late in the game right now, but that's another option for people. But right now, getting Chris McCaffrey, PPR, a low-end PPR running back, number 1. Jerick McKinnon has that potential to be a running back 1 as well. And Michael Thomas, one of the safest guys in football right now. Going to come close to 100 receptions, over 1,000 yards, and he has potentially a double-digit touchdowns. Absolutely love Josh's keepers.
Josh, how are you feeling? How are you feeling going into the keepers here?
Feeling really good. Cannot complain. I will tell you guys this. My decision has been made. I've actually set my keepers. I will not change them. They are set, good to go. I'm keeping Jarvis Landry over Jerick McKinnon. So if you like McKinnon will be back in the pot.
Woo-hoo! Wow, well, you heard it here first on the podcast. Josh, in typical Josh fashion, making a pretty poor decision. I mean, what made you come to this decision? Was it Baker Mayfield's kind of coming out party in the first week of the preseason?
No, I just I like the chemistry regardless if it was Baker Mayfield or Tyrod Taylor. You gotta look at Josh Gordon. You know, he's out monster of a target as well. But I think that's going to help Jarvis Landry altogether. And you know what? I'm gonna just stick with Jarvis Landry like I thought I was going to, and just ride that wave.
Very, very interesting. Typical Josh. Sticks to his guns. I think that's big news for great for the Brett Muhammad's of the world, even the Kevin Longs of the world. That's big time news right there. That Jerick McKinnon back in the pot, and Josh.
He won't make it past 4 or 5. So.
I would not be.
I figured as much. I mean, he's always available for trade as well, but at the same time, if he's there at 7, taking that 4-7, if he's gone before then, you know what? I'm not too worried about it. I kind of have an idea what I want to do with this team, so that's where I'm going with it.
Josh is definitely hoping with the multiple players that Kanos has going back into the draft, these players now going into the draft, he's going to be able to get the rookies, a.k.a. Royce Freeman, at 4-7. I can read Josh's mind through the phone. That is what he's hoping for. Very, very interesting for you. We definitely want to repeat it one more time. We talked about it last episode, but maybe listen to these on separate days. 2 weeks from this Saturday. Today is the 14th, so 15th, 16th, 17th.
25th.
18th. So it's only a week from Saturday.
From this Saturday, yeah.
It's 2 weeks.
2 Saturdays away.
Oh, so it's a week from this Saturday. We misspoke in the first episode.
Well, if you did another Saturday, that'd be draft day, dummy.
I'm sorry. That's why I was confused. All right, a week from this Saturday. Josh, you might know since you were the former league commissioner. At what time do those keepers have to be set?
I don't know. You have to ask Mike.
All right, very good. Now we have 18 commissioners in this league. Let's move on here to my team. And honestly, I don't have much to say about my team. Josh, you weren't with us for the first episode. I told Tom, I've said this over and over the last probably 6 weeks that I'm going to make a trade. Their big names will be involved. That Rob Gronkowski will not be available in the pool. You guys laughed and you mocked at me, and I told Tom, I have a deal in place. A deal will be done probably within the next 24 to 48 hours. My team will be changing dramatically, so I am not going to say anything else about my team.
Well, congratulations to that idiot who made that deal with you.
I still don't believe him, Josh, but,
Well, and when I say congratulations to them, obviously I'm using the most sarcastic tone in the world because obviously there's a reason why Tim is trying to make this trade because Gronk should not be kept.
Well, I've been trying to make these trades for a very long time, and you'll see. I think when everything comes out, I do believe that it's not a raping. It's something that's equal value. It's a team that needs some help, and I'm pretty happy with what I'm getting back. So we will see again. Still ironing out. Listen, things could.
Wait 1 second, Tom. What would you have to give up if you were getting Gronk to get him?
I don't think it's Gronk. I think he's dealing Brown, personally.
I thought he said Gronk.
No, he said Gronk will not be in the player pool, so someone's keeping him.
Oh, okay.
But personally, everything I've heard was just he's been trying to move Brown, so that's why I think it'll be Brown and not Gronk. I could see Tim keeping Gronk, OBJ, and Freeman. I don't know if that's the case, but I'm expecting Tim to get a top 4 pick in the first round of the draft this year. Maybe more. I don't know.
4.
Yeah.
From who?
That's all I've heard. Maybe Tim's getting less than that. I think he'd be dumb to be getting less than that, but I'm just going off rumors. I know I'm not trading for Brown, but I think have to be someone in the top 4.
I'm just glad that my theory of wait till the season gets closer and things will heat up, which I've been telling you guys for months, and it's happening. So it makes me feel pretty good. You guys have called me an artard for a long time now, and hey, maybe it all falls through, and I am an artard. We will have to wait and see. Let's move on to the West of the political correct Fantasyland standings, and actually, this is my favorite team name, not Der Dolphins. Justin Stevens with the Team Throw Pounders.
It's old, though.
It is. He has to change it. Listen, I say enough dumb stuff, Justin. You can spice it up by now. There's some. I'm sure I've had some good one-liners since. Let's look at Justin's team. Very interesting, and but very obvious as well. Leonard Fournette, Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins. Pretty straightforward. Yep. Pretty obvious are his keepers. The other kind of, if you want to call them big names there, Tom Brady will be in the pot. Greg Olsen goes back into the pot. I don't know. Maybe Doug Baldwin, if you want to consider, if he can get healthy. Randall Cobb if he can get healthy, and even like a Ty Montgomery. Who knows what the hell the Packers are doing still yet. So Justin's decision is very, very easy in my personal opinion. First pick 4-9 and then 6-6. What do you guys think of Justin's team?
Justin's set up to win. This division is very hard, though. There's 5 running backs that should be kept within this division that are top 10 guys on most people's rankings. Fournette's young. Evans is pretty young. Hopkins just had his career year. Hopefully he can keep it up. But I like Justin's chances to compete and possibly take home the Starfish this year. He was extremely close last year. Finished second place, and it's a tough pill to swallow.
Josh, what are your thoughts on your brother's team? I know you guys have actually worked very well together here over the last couple seasons in terms of trades.
Yeah. His keepers are not going to change his mind on that. And, the rest of the guys are going to go back into the pool. I don't think any of them are worth mentioning about being keepers. So there are a couple of decent names going back in there for later rounds in drafts. But definitely Justin's keepers are actually really, really good. So congratulations.
Let's move on to Josh Schultz. He's turned it around a little bit. He has decided to just accept the title that I've given him. He is the coach. Leah is the GM. He was giving me a little bit of shit because I always say Leah's name wrong. I spell it wrong. And I told him, well, that's just so that way when I'm saying mean things about, telling her to send nudes, I'm not actually asking her because I'm spelling it wrong. But Leah is my puppet master. Hey, he owns it. I like that. I also like how he chooses the guy with like the butthole face as
Thanos.
his. I know.
Oh.
As his not emoji. What would you call that? Caricature? I don't know. Nevertheless, that's what I imagine. Leah Avatar. There you go. Yeah, that face looks like a butthole. Looks straight up like a butthole. Josh, your keepers, Le'Veon Bell, David Johnson, and then he has Tyreek Hill and AR-15. It's pretty straightforward. He's keeping Tyreek Hill unless he can make a deal not to. I don't see how he doesn't. I think the best chance for him to win, unless he makes a trade for a bigger name wide receiver, is to keep Tyreek Hill. Big names to go out would be AR-15, another probably first round. Or fourth round, I should say, guy. Russell Wilson, one of the top quarterbacks. Alshon Jeffrey, who I heard rumors that he potentially could be cut if they don't start him on the season on the PUP list.
He's got a lot of money guaranteed. He just signed the big deal.
It was rumored by one of the bigger name guys. I can't remember exactly who. You got Larry Fitz, who's always there, and then Bob Woods. Josh, a great team. He actually has a decent amount of picks. He did a good job of kind of scrambling, moving some assets around to set himself up to win. I like Josh's team a lot.
Yeah, Josh Schultz is set. He's got 2 running backs that are going off the board in redraft leagues in the top 4 picks overall. 2 early first-round picks. Tyreek Hill is going off the board in the 3rd round. So he's all right there. His draft picks, he's got a 4, 2 5s, 2 7s, 2 8s, and 9. Fantastic. He's going to have depth on this team as well as stack keepers. He's going to be a contender. We'll see, though. Josh Schultz has had pretty bad luck with his keepers. Last year, he had terrible luck, had very good keepers. Pretty much had to get a bunch of waiver wire guys, trade for a couple other guys, and his team turned it around. We'll see if he can break the curse a little bit with Leah running the show right now.
Josh, does it make you feel a little bit better that the other Josh had to have his future wife take over his team in order to become, somewhat relevant in this league?
Sure.
No fun whatsoever, this guy. Let's move on to one of the most embarrassing teams in the league. I made Jerry Tapp, a.k.a. Tommy Schultz, a.k.a. Tom is my daddy.
It's a good team name.
The league champion. Tom is my daddy? I like that one?
No, I made Jerry Tapp.
No, it's
still good.
It's a good one. It's getting old, though. I like the Lesnar face, though.
Yeah.
Best avatar of last season.
Yeah.
With that team name. Best one. Listen, I give credit where credit is due. He cheated to win the league title, but team name and avatar, fantastic. Stud keepers. Todd Gurley, Zeke Elliott, Devontae Adams. I love it. Big names coming out of this team back into the pot. Michael Crabtree, Drew Brees,
Golden
Tate, and even the Mike Williams of the world. Who knows what he's going to bring this year? Some big names in there, and even the Tevin Colemans and the Isaiah Crowells of the world. Those are going to be starters on Jerry's team probably. So I do like Tommy's keepers quite a bit. The big issue for Tommy is his draft capital. He has a 4, the end of the 4th, the first of the 7th, the end of the 8th, and then not again until the 10th. So he's rating at 48, 73, 96, and 117. That's trouble.
Yep, he's going to have issues filling out his team. Luckily for him, he's got Zeke Elliott, my number 1 running back in the league. Todd Gurley, my RB3 in the league right now, so he's in kind of that same situation as Josh Schultz is. But Josh Schultz's picks are obviously a lot better. But Tommy's wide receiver 1, I'd take Adams over Hill in a heartbeat. I love Tommy's keepers. Might be my favorite in the league right now. But he's going to have trouble finding depth for this team. If any of these big 3 get hurt, he's in trouble. This might be a team where he picks a stud quarterback early and just prays that they can help carry his team along with these 3 other guys and kind of just roll the dice with his other positions.
Josh, what do you think about Tommy and how he cheated last year?
Yeah, Tommy can fuck off. I'm pulling the strings on that, and you know what? I just only wish the worst for Tommy this year. So.
Wow, strong words. I felt a little bit rude saying that that when Tom and Amanda got married, that Tommy actually should have changed his last name as well in the previous episode. But you're coming out strong. Actually, even Tom called Tommy a hillbilly in the last episode.
I've never wished somebody such misfortune ever since Andy Bellata.
Wow! What?
Damn!
Wow, those are strong words. Andy Bellata is like the Toby of this league. He moved to Costa Rica. No one's heard from him since. He's probably dead. But why the hate for Tommy? I mean, I like making fun of Tommy, but I don't hate him like that.
Bro, we just need to strike up some hatred in this league. And you know what? Tommy's gonna get it from a lot of people. It was Jerry last year.
Yeah.
Jerry last year. Tommy this year.
Well, I feel with now the diversity in terms of, we bought Brett Muhammad in. That's going to cause some controversy for sure. We got to worry about friggin' INS now with friggin' Kanos in the league. You going after Hillbilly Tom. It's interesting. So I like to see you kind of poking the fire there, poking the bear. Very interesting. Let's talk about the division winners in the North. Like we said, Kanos. Who the hell is their Dolphins? Kanos, Josh, and me. Who is your favorite Tom to win that division?
Ooh. If it wasn't for the breaking news, I think I was going to pick Dolphins. But I think keeping Landry over McKinnon is kind of a mistake, personally. I'm gonna go with the newcomer. Newcomers have had success. I'm going to go with Thanos. I think he's got the best keepers as of right now.
Josh, you and I both have to kind of try and look past our bias here. And
I don't know what's going to be on your team, Tim, in 2 days. So.
And make a decision. What do you think? Are you making yourself the clear-cut winner of our division?
Yeah, I am going to have a clean sweep in this division.
A clean sweep, he says. It'll be interesting. I am going to pick myself. My keepers are not going to be as strong. I'll tell you that right now. But I will have a much deeper team, a much different type of team that I have built in the past. So that's all I will say about that. And worst case scenario, if everything falls through, then I am going to end up going into the season with Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski, and Odell Beckham Jr. and Devonta Freeman.
I know the trade, Josh.
What's the trade? Let's hear it.
Antonio Brown and Gronk.
Okay.
And bad picks to Brett Muhammad for 2 4s and Derrick Henry. Something along those lines.
Ooh. I would like that very much. I like that.
That's my guess.
Oh, that's
right
a good
off, but
that's a good one. If I get that much value back, I'll be very happy. So we've talked about in the South. I think Tom and I both had
We had Wags.
We both had Wags. And in the East, we said it was kind of a crapshoot. Or you said you. I think we both went with you. So Wags, you, let's just call it Canos, and we didn't pick a team in the West.
No, that's what's tough.
Who's your West?
I would probably have to go with Josh Schultz. With the depth he has as keepers and the picks that he has. If he just listens to our podcast like once a week, he's probably going to win the division and contend if he listens to our rankings.
Can I tell you the rumor that I heard?
What?
I heard a rumor. Josh is going to have to confirm this.
Oh, God.
I heard a rumor that Leah is so dedicated to this league that she is only allowing Josh to fuck her in the starfish position. that she just lays there in the starfish and says, "Make me your champion," and that's what happens.
It's kind of hot.
It is. I'm hard right now. Josh, who are you picking?
I'm gonna go with Josh Schultz.
Josh
Is it a
Schultz.
clean sweep, Tim?
No, I am going to go with Justin.
Okay.
Justin was my
no respect for the champ.
No,
None.
the champ potentially will not make the playoffs.
There's a chance of that.
I think someone gets hurt. He has to deal with injury. He doesn't have the depth.
If he was in any other division, he'd probably be the favorite.
And beyond that, he doesn't have his daddy tanking this year. So he's not going to have someone to hand him players. So, whatever. Regardless, Josh Schultz won based on it. So Josh Schultz, Canos, Wags, and Tom are the division champions. Who are the two wildcard teams?
I'd go Justin. He's been pretty consistent as of late as one. And then, shit. It's just hard to really say, Tim, without knowing what you're getting.
Josh, that's who you want to pick. It's fine.
I'm going to go with Josh.
Yeah. Josh, who are your wildcard teams?
Well, since I will be in the playoffs, I will pick Alejandro to be a wild card. And since you guys didn't ask me who would win Tom's, Kevin's, and Mike's division, I'm going to have Mike win the division and Tom make the wild card.
I'm cool with that.
Very interesting. It would be a stacked wild card. Early favorites. Who is your 2018 Fantasyland champion?
Josh Schultz.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Leah's hard work paying off.
It's just the keepers he has. As long as Bell and Johnson, if those two stay healthy, it's going to be hard to beat them.
True.
And with the amount of draft picks he has, he's on the level of how Joey's keepers have been as of late. As long as he doesn't fuck up the draft, he's going to have 9 to 10 wins and probably get a bye in the first round of the playoffs.
Draft like he did last year, he'll be perfectly fine.
Yep.
Joshua Stevens, early champ.
I'm going to go with Wags if he makes a trade for a wide receiver, like I think he's going to.
I like that very much as well. I know you weren't a part of it. When we were talking about, I said Wags is like the most interesting team. Him and Canos are kind of tied because he's set up perfectly. We talked about his keepers. He could keep 3 running backs and draft Saquon at 4 and then be just set up golden going into the season. It'll be very, very interesting. The league has switching to, I will say one thing, there was a lot of talk, Mike was whining like the little bitch that he is about, when we had 5 keepers, I had everything set up this way, and then I had to go down to 3. Yeah, we all did, you whiny little bitch. We know. Calm down. But it has done exactly what we wanted it to do. There are way more competitive teams. All of these divisions essentially are a crapshoot at this point, even with the stacked teams that we have.
Yeah.
It's very, very close. So my early contender, I'm going to stick with Justin. That's who I chose last year. I'm sticking with you, Justin. Don't disappoint me again. You started off so hot last year and then just shit the bed. So get back to it. Guys, I'm glad we did this. Everyone make sure by next Saturday, August 25th,
Yep.
at some time, so make sure it's done on Friday, because I don't know if it gets locked at midnight or what. So make sure Friday, August 24th, your keepers are locked in. 3 keepers, And the draft, September 1st, Joshua Stevens' house, September 1st. That's a Saturday at noon. Mike is catering again. I believe he's buying it from Cano's, some Mexican food. So I think it's like $12 or something like that.
Yeah, he'll get us a total soon.
Yeah, all right. So we're closing in on our time. So quick, anything, Tom?
That's all I got.
Josh, anything?
Nope.
Until next time, mother truckers, see you at the draft.